Difficulty tracking multiple objects or ideas is a subtle but important warning sign that the brain's coordination between attention, visual processing, and working memory may be weakening. This difficulty often appears as losing track of a fast-paced conversation, struggling to follow group discussions, or becoming disoriented when several things happen at once. For example, when driving through busy traffic or juggling several work tasks simultaneously. In more visual terms, it might show up as trouble following moving objects, losing your place when reading, or missing small details in your surroundings. At first, these moments may seem harmless, just being distracted, but over time, they can signal deeper strain in the brain's attention networks, particularly those in the parietal and frontal lobes. These regions coordinate how the mind selects, filters, and updates multiple streams of information. When that coordination starts to fray, it becomes harder to maintain situational awareness, focus on relevant details, or hold multiple ideas in mind long enough to make meaningful connections. The warning here is not just about momentary confusion, it's about cognitive load capacity. A brain that can no longer manage several information channels simultaneously becomes less efficient at problem-solving and decision-making. Everyday tasks, from cooking dinner while talking on the phone to following a movie plot, begin to require disproportionate effort. This can lead to frustration, avoidance of mentally demanding situations, and eventual withdrawal from cognitive challenges, a cycle that accelerates decline. Such deficits are not limited to aging. Even younger adults can experience them due to digital overload, sleep deprivation, or chronic stress. When multitasking becomes constant, the attentional system is perpetually overstimulated and begins to lose precision. What was once sharp and flexible attention turns into fragmented awareness. The danger is that this creeping inefficiency can masquerade as simple tiredness or stress, but it often reflects a gradual weakening of cortical networks responsible for integrating complex information. The first positive step is recognizing that this kind of cognitive difficulty can be trained and improved. The brain's visual tracking and attentional control systems are highly plastic. They respond strongly to targeted exercises that challenge coordination and focus. Digital cognitive training programs that include motion tracking, pattern following, or dual task activities can significantly enhance one's ability to manage multiple visual or conceptual streams. For instance, exercises where you follow several moving dots on a screen, track the trajectory of specific items among distractors, or remember multiple locations after brief exposure all strengthen visual spatial working memory. Apps like BrainHQ, NeuroTracker, or Lumosity offer such programs and are supported by studies showing measurable improvements in attention, visual speed, and coordination. The key is consistency. Just 15 to 20 minutes of such training 3 to 4 times per week can enhance cognitive tracking capacity within a few months. Beyond digital tools, everyday activities can also serve as powerful natural training grounds. Dancing, table tennis, or team sports require the brain to track multiple moving objects while maintaining coordination, precisely the skill that declines when cognitive load tolerance drops. Even casual activities such as juggling, playing action video games in moderation, or practicing Tai Chi can improve visual spatial tracking and split attention. These dynamic exercises encourage the brain to process multiple sensory cues at once and to switch focus fluidly, reinforcing both the parietal and frontal networks. In addition, reading complex materials and summarizing multiple viewpoints in your own words can train the brain's ability to juggle several conceptual objects, ideas rather than physical ones. This mental version of multitasking enhances the integration of logic, memory, and linguistic processing, helping maintain flexibility in thinking. Nutrition plays a silent but crucial role in supporting these functions. The visual and attentional systems rely heavily on carotenoids, antioxidant pigments that concentrate in the retina and brain tissue, protecting neurons from oxidative stress and supporting cortical signaling. Foods rich in carotenoids such as beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, found in carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, kale, and bell peppers, provide essential defense for the visual cortex and neural pathways that coordinate eye and brain communication. Studies show that individuals with higher carotenoid intake exhibit better visual processing speed, attention control, and overall cognitive performance. These compounds also support the integrity of white matter tracts, improving communication between regions that handle spatial awareness and working memory. Pairing carotenoid-rich foods with healthy fats, like olive oil or avocado, improves absorption, ensuring the nutrients reach the neural tissue where they are needed most. Physical exercise enhances this process further by increasing blood flow and oxygen delivery to the brain, especially to the occipital and parietal regions responsible for visual and spatial integration. Aerobic activities such as brisk walking, swimming, or cycling stimulate the release of neurotrophic factors like BDNF, which promote neural repair and synaptic efficiency. These biochemical improvements support faster visual tracking and more stable attention. Moreover, coordinated movement, activities that require timing and rhythm, strengthens the brain's ability to synchronize multiple sensory inputs. Even light coordination drills, such as catching a ball while counting backwards, can help restore the ability to process several things at once without becoming overwhelmed. Sleep is another vital element. Tracking multiple objects or ideas depends on a well-rested prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain most sensitive to sleep loss. Sleep deprivation reduces working memory capacity and slows the integration of visual and auditory information. Getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep allows the brain to clear metabolic waste and consolidate neural pathways involved in visual tracking and attention. Practicing good sleep hygiene, consistent bedtime, limited evening screen exposure, and a cool, dark environment supports mental clarity and visual precision the following day. Mindfulness and focused attention practices are powerful tools for improving inhibitory control, which in turn sharpens the ability to filter distractions. When one learns to focus attention deliberately on a single stimulus, such as the breath or a sound, and gently redirect it after every distraction, the brain's attentional filter grows stronger. Over time, mindfulness meditation trains the brain to notice multiple streams of information without being overwhelmed, improving both concentration and situational awareness. In daily life, this translates to better conversation tracking, improved listening, and faster recognition of patterns or changes in one's environment. For those already noticing early signs of difficulty, practical daily strategies can help reduce overload while rebuilding skill. Start by minimizing unnecessary multitasking. Focus on one sensory or mental channel at a time, especially during complex tasks. Use structured note-taking or visual aids when managing several ideas. Gradually reintroduce controlled multitasking challenges, such as listening to a podcast while cooking or following 2 lines of movement in a visual task to retrain divided attention without fatigue. Combine this with a diet rich in carotenoids and omega-3 fats, consistent physical activity, and adequate hydration to optimize cortical performance. The hopeful message is that this kind of decline is not irreversible. The brain remains remarkably adaptive, capable of restoring tracking and integration skills through focused practice and nourishment. Within weeks of consistent cognitive exercise and lifestyle adjustment, many people notice greater mental steadiness, the ability to follow complex discussions, notice visual details again, or juggle ideas with less effort. Yet, the warning should not be ignored. Persistent difficulty tracking multiple objects or ideas can evolve into broader attentional or spatial deficits if left unchecked. The solution lies in respecting the brain's limits while actively challenging it to grow stronger. By balancing focus and flexibility, movement and rest, stimulation and recovery, the mind regains its ability to operate as a finely tuned system, aware, coordinated, and capable of engaging fully with the ever-changing flow of life.